What's up, everybody? Let's see if this works. I rebuilt everything this week. Let's see if we've got sound. Looks like I've got sound. What's up, Ferrer? How are you doing? Yeah, I'm just kind of fucking around today, guys. Sorry, it's not really. This isn't like a real stream or anything, but while I had some downtime, I've had a new setup in boxes over there. So I put it all together, and I don't know that I like it yet. It's camera angle bugs me, but we'll figure that out. They redid the background, which I can change that pretty quickly, pretty easily. So that's cool. And I like all the monitors and stuff. It's just when I'm actually looking at the monitors, it doesn't look like I'm looking at the camera. So that's cool. Touch blurry. Why would it be blurry? It looks good on my screen. Give me a sec. Give me 1 second. I'll see if I can't adjust that slightly. I think it's a light issue. Stand by. I'll change the lights. All right, let's see if that helped. Yeah, I like that better. It looks better, right? Thing is, I got to remember to look right at the camera. If I glance at this monitor or that monitor, then you can't see my face. Yeah, it was a lighting issue. So that's cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's always, when you change stuff, it's always bad. So this is just a chill. We're just chilling out. We're just having a good time. So I got to get in. I got a bunch of stuff to do this afternoon, but I wanted to check this out live because that's how you test these things. And I haven't been on, man. I haven't been on in a minute. It's been a little bit. I had so much going on with the DebateCon stuff and having the basically just trying to get everything done. It was tough. It really was. So we'll hopefully we get all of this settled down over the next few days, and we'll get back into the swing of things. It is, honestly, DebateCon was a rousing success. It was absolutely awesome. And, especially my event. My event was really cool. If you haven't seen the videos, if you weren't paying attention, you missed out. You really did. So, but to everyone that was there and came by and helped out, especially the guys that helped out. TD, who was first in today, was super. That dude just absolutely rocked it out. Absolute legend. Absolutely just a cool dude all the way around. So that worked out pretty well. And we've got some exciting shows coming up. We've got some debates coming up. We've got interviews coming up. I think I have an interview tonight. I got to confirm that guy's going to be here, but hopefully he's gonna make it, and we'll find out about that. Coming up, we have, in theory, I've got some people coming on from my some of the Twitch connections that I've made. So we'll see about that. We've got some more good stuff going on. What's up, Jared Speaks? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, DebateCon was a rousing success for me. Getting back into the to the swing of things has been a little bit slow for me because I just didn't really have any reason to get in a big hurry about it. Um, I know that might sound a little odd, but that's the reality of it. I didn't have. I didn't have to. I didn't have to. So I've taken a few days to. Like I said, I there wasn't anything wrong with the way the studio was, and I probably should have left it alone, but I didn't, and now I'm going to be. I'm still going to be challenged. Oh yeah, the Algo push a CT. All right, cool, man. That's cool. I like chaotic truth for the most part. I got to kind of got to limit my exposure when they get into all that FBA stuff, man. That's crazy stuff, man. So, uh, yeah, absolutely, Nazinga. I'm not sure how to say that, but yeah, absolutely. I was absolutely planning on. As a matter of fact, I was just saying that we are supposed to have an interview tonight. I hope, at least, and so. Um, Sorry, guys. I'm fucking around with the mic. I told you guys I'm just messing around with this stuff right now. I'm just trying to get it all. I changed so much. Like I can't even tell you, and it's all. It takes time to put it back. So yeah, chaotic's all right. He's good. I like chaotic a lot, but yesterday they were doing the FBA stuff and talking. This guy was talking about Cherokee Indians and stuff, and it was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy. Because my great grandmother was full blooded Cherokee Indian, and he didn't look anything like she did at all, right? So very strange indeed. But at any rate, yeah, man, we've got some exciting stuff coming up. We've hopefully I'm going to be traveling next week, so that part of this, going into the holiday season, it's really tough. Next week I'll be traveling. I won't be streaming. I think Monday through Wednesday, and then the sound is good. Yeah, I didn't really do anything. I mean, it's the same computer, it's the same mics, it's the same lights, it's the same. It's just I had a new desk that I wanted to use, and it allows me to use my three monitors up close, so I don't have them far away. And but that requires the camera be up really high, so it's pointing down on me instead of straight ahead. So when I tilt my head at all, the camera doesn't catch my face. So I have to remember to keep my head up, no slouching. So yeah. What's up, Mayron? I guess I should recognize all the cool people who showed up to this impromptu, not even real stream. TD, of course, was first. Legend in his own right. Dano was second. Dano is a mod here, by the way, and he's very helpful. We got JJ Beans, the OG, said a great showing this last weekend. I really appreciate that. We put a lot of effort into it, a lot of time. Ferrer was third in the chat by my count. And no, fourth in the chat, and he's doing a great job too. John Rambo's in here, Jared Speak is in here, Mister Nazinga Harris, and Mayron are all chatting away. Good to see all of you. Good to see all of you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to work with the cameras a little later. After I end this, I'll fuck around with the camera some more. Maybe I'll move things around too. I'm not like, this isn't like locked down. I just want to be able to use my cool guy setup. So, and see how we get there. But yeah, it's gonna be cool. So we're supposed to have Scott Harris on tonight. He's going to talk a little bit about his worldview and his perspectives on things. It's going to be a good interview. It's not a debate, folks. It's just an interview. So at the end of the day, I'm just trying to keep kind of keep everything going. Again, I'm going to be out of town from I think Monday to Wednesday of next week, and then of course Thursday and Friday is Thanksgiving. It's going to be a tough one. Hey, Mikey Balls just raided me. What is up, Mikey? What is up, Raiders? Come on in, guys. Come on in. Put your feet up. Get comfy. Hang out. We getting raided up in here. But yeah, so next week it's gonna be tough, right? But then after the holiday should be good. Thank you very much, Mikey Balls, for the raid. Welcome, Sick Bastard 71. Good to see you in the house, in the chat. Mikey, by the way, for you guys that don't know, Mikey Balls is such a nice guy. We were, I helped him out getting the ticket for the debate con. Now he didn't need my help. I don't, it's just it was convenience. I took care of it, and Mikey and I have been cool for a bit now. We talk. He's a good dude. I recommend everybody go hang out on his channel. He's got it going on over there, and but one of the things, man, you never get to meet these people. Oh, what did I just do? I got it. There we go. Sorry, my bad. Fucking around with shit. So Mikey's one of the coolest dudes I ever met. He actually took me and another one of our my friend, not Mikey's friend. We took us out to one of the best steak restaurants in Nashville. Had a wonderful time. It was a great meal, good company, and absolutely awesome. And Mikey Balls is awesome. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. He is he's a truly good man, and I respect everything he's doing over there on his channel and all of his social media. So, but Mikey, that was honestly, man, that was one of the best steaks I've ever had in my life. That was a good call going there. And Gibbs added a little bit to it, but Gibbs was good. Gibbs had a hard day, man. Gibbs had a hard day. So, but yes, Mike Ball is top shelf. He's an awesome dude. We'll talk about it more as over the next few days. But if you watch the event on my channel over the weekend on Friday, if you watched it, you'll know that Admiral Gibbs did all of the moderation, all of it. Now it was supposed to be that we're going to have Rob Noor. Yeah, Clovertac, I'm just testing shit out. I changed my setup and I've been gone, so I just I'm just shooting the shit with my friends, man. Just shooting the shit, just having fun. And so yeah, Mikey was top shelf. Admiral Gibbs, though, I got to be honest, there were some people kind of complaining about his moderating style, kind of talking. I mean, we'll talk about more about this, but Gibbs sat in that chair every single debate. He was on for almost 8 hours, guys, maybe over 8 hours of moderating. And, that's amazing, man. And what was supposed to happen was Rob Noor was supposed to come in, and it was going to be him and Admiral Gibbs moderating back and forth. That's what's supposed to happen. But Rob Noor had to help Andrew prep for debates. That's Rob Noor's job. That's what he does. So when Admiral Gibbs, like we told Gibbs, we're like, hey man, I don't think Rob's going to make it for a little bit. He's tied up. He's got to help. He's got to help Andrew. He's got to. Can't get around it. And he just slugged through like a trooper, man, like a trooper. He was one of the best moderators that I've seen. He kept all the debates running smooth. He kept them on time. More importantly, when they would start going afield, he would pull them back, and he did it in a very solid way. Yeah, he did great, man. He did great. There's some people complaining that he interrupted and whatnot, but moderators are supposed to moderate, and we're going to get into this a lot over the next little bit. Moderators have to moderate. I think a lot of people are used to these debate channels where they don't actually fucking debate. They're not debaters. The people who are doing the moderating aren't debaters to begin with. And so what you end up with is someone that's just sitting there like this, just watching a fucking clock. That's not moderating. It's not. That's being a timekeeper, bro. That's what it is. Mayron, we were supposed to have 2 moderators. Moderation, man, is something that especially look, if you're going to debate my channel, you're going to get a moderator that knows how to moderate, that knows how to keep you from spending an hour and a half talking about bullshit. I myself, you can go back. I absolutely stopped the debate once and said, look, you guys have been going on about this for 30 minutes and you're not even on topic. Let's get back to the topic. And this is a difference between just being a timekeeper and a moderator. Everybody's always concerned about, well, they're going to overtalk me or whatever bullshit. That's being a referee, man. That's not a moderator. You need somebody that understands debating. Mayrin is your wife. She is learning. Don't go easy on her. I will be a gentleman and a scholar, I promise. TD says Gibbs definitely wins best dressed. Absolutely. Dude, that dude showed up. Thought he did great. Cool dude too. Yeah, absolutely. Viking Paradigm, my man. It's been a minute. Viking, I wish you could see my new setup. I've got 3 27-inch. No, they're not 27s. It's 32-inch MSI screens on a tri-mount. I got stuff, man. I got shit everywhere right now. I've been setting it back up. Helping Hound. That's funny. How do we get more moderators? That's a great question. Learn. You have to learn how to do it. You learn how to debate. To be honest with you, just debate, and you'll understand. But there are a lot of people who don't really know how to debate either. But if you ever want to learn how to moderate, if you're actually interested in learning how to moderate, and you want to see an excellent example of proper moderation, watch Andrew Wilson 2 years ago. A little over a year and a half ago when he was moderating in the Crucible. There's one debate with Fabian Liberty Scott and someone else in a 2v2 against these other 2 guys. Andrew's one of the best moderators I've ever heard. You could also watch Andrew moderate my debate with Tyler, Average Debate Enjoyer, on my channel. It was a few months ago. And Tyler, Andrew did so Andrew's moderation was almost perfect. What's up, Ray's Moto Life? I'm glad to see you, man. I wish that you'd come to Nashville this weekend. It would have been awesome to hang out, but we'll do it again soon. So that's cool. Agreed that most channels that debate are just arguing with each other. I agree with that. There's not real moderation. Andrew Wilson is one of the best moderators. He actually might be a better moderator than he is a debater. And Helping Hounds right here. Motherfuckers all wanting to be damn moderators. They don't know how to debate to start with. That's the first thing. You know, you gotta know how to debate. And they don't understand anything about how the moderation should work. And you know, they should. It really should. Baby's birthday was Friday. My wife was Sunday, so couldn't make it. Hey, man, I get it. Family's right. Hey, man, we're going to do another one so you can show up for that. That'll be cool. But at any rate, guys, so let's get back to this. Go check out Andrew Wilson's moderation. It's an example of proper moderation, especially the two debates I mentioned. It's just great. Gibbs is really good. Gibbs is a great moderator. He wants, what I don't think what people understood is when Tom and to a lesser degree, Rob would start getting off onto little just running off on tangents or just starting to get circular or whatever. Gibbs would interrupt and say, let's Tom, let me understand what you're saying. I've got a question for both of you. Let me understand what you're saying here. And the reason he would do that is so that he would so that without pissing off the debaters, he could refocus the argument. And that's super important. It's super hard to do. You've got to know when to do it and you got to know how to do it. And he was flawless, just flawless. TD, legendary, sending in those memberships. I have all of the stuff still turned off. I apologize. It's not showing up on the screen. TD, legend. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. I really do. TD helped set up the whole thing. TD was awesome. He helped out. Couldn't even believe how great he was. But yeah, so the moderation was excellent. The food was great. The food at the event was awesome. I actually went and I wanted everything to be just right. So I went to the I went to the best barbecue place in Nashville and got pulled pork and brisket, and everybody loved it. Doomerang says, I like Gibbs. He crushes PBRs during debates. That was hilarious. He shotgunned that beer on fucking camera. That was hilarious during the debate, and I can't understand a word he says. Well, he's from Texas. I mean, he's from Texas. What can you... I mean, where do you go after that? But you like him. I agree. Understanding him takes some time. It does. It really does. Andrew's recent debate on Islam versus Christian society was masterful. He had Daniel so off his square he couldn't even make a joke about cousins in Alabama. That's true. That's true, Helping Hound. That's absolutely true. What's up, Gorilla Biscuits? Good to see you. Good morning, sirs. That's great. Yeah. TD's, that's funny. Not enough members in the chat. Here you go. Oh, that's just funny. Not enough members in chat. Here you go, Pores. Ow, that stings. That stings. I wouldn't take that if I were you guys. LOL. Just kidding. I just make poor financial decisions. I don't think so. I appreciate that financial decision. So that was a win for sure. That was a win for sure. Mayron, I look forward to hopefully going to the next debate con. Never been to Tennessee before and always wanted to go to Nashville and Memphis just once. I think I've heard that the next debate con is going to be in San Antonio, but I will be having another event here like I did for debate con. I don't know when we're going to do it. It's not going to be like super soon, but it'll be soon. No, that's not green screen, bro. That's not green screen, bro. I don't have a green screen. I have I have the ability to do green screen. I don't have one though. Anyway, my wife is pushing me to have another event like the one I did, and try and get that sorted out. I think it'll be cool. It looks like a green screen. That's cool. It'd be a great green screen with my shadow like moving around on it. That'd be a hell of a damn green screen. But yeah, not a green screen. It's just I was trying to reduce the reflection from the wall. So, but yeah, I think we're talking about April. We're talking about April to maybe have everybody back out. Come to Nashville. We'll do debates. We'll feed everybody again. It'll be pretty much the same thing, but not with DebateCon. And the next DebateCon in San Antonio, I might do something in San Antonio too, just to support the event. I really like my format. Not that there's anything wrong with the way DebateCon's doing it. I appreciate what they're doing. I went to the event. And there's a really good chance that I can help James out more. He wants to talk to me for sure. But my event was very different, but it was awesome. Yeah, BIY. So the problem I had was I had too much light in the back. That was the biggest problem, is that the wall behind me is white. And so even when I put things back there, the light that lights my face would reflect off the wall. And it was just too much light. So yeah, people loved the event. I mean, I went out of my way to make it awesome, right? Like it was everything that it needed to be. Oh yeah, it's not a green screen, baby. Can't hit a green screen. Yeah. But anyway, I appreciate you think it's a green screen though. That's awesome. So anyway, yeah. So the reason my event was cool is because I just wanted it to be awesome and fun, and hopefully modern day debate. So this was a proof of concept to modern day debate. Hopefully James picks it up and kind of runs with it. If he doesn't, that's fine. I'm happy to do so. Rob and Tom Foolery didn't even kiss once. Yeah, I don't see that happening. Lex Luthor was rad, though. I got to be honest with you. You can say what you want about. You can say what you want about Tom Foolery. He showed up. I had so many lefties, a ridiculous amount of lefties that I reached out to and said, please come and do this event. one of them, one of the events, one of the people, I even said, hey, you know what? I'll help you with the airline ticket, right? They're far away. I'll help you with the airline ticket. We had some, we had enough people to do that. And it, yeah, felt like unsubscribed podcast. Yeah. Okay. So I got you. It was good to watch. Awesome, man. I appreciate it. So let me give you a couple of things you guys don't know. One, every bit of equipment that we used is my equipment. I didn't go out and rent anything. All the lights were mine, the mics, the computer, the cameras, everything was mine. The only issue we had was we have one camera that for whatever reason, I think it needs a firmware update. It just kept turning off. It had never done it before. I think I needed to do it because I connected it to a different computer with updated software. I think it needed a firmware update. I didn't know that, so I'm like 99% sure that's why the camera kept turning off. But other than that, everything else was mine. The tables were mine, all of it, and we didn't even have to send. I didn't have to send anybody out for even batteries, or cables, or usually I don't know if you. I don't know if you guys ever set anything up like this, but 99% of the time you got to send somebody somewhere to buy something to make it work. We didn't. I had coolers, I had ice, I had tables. I had more tables than we needed. I had more chairs than we needed. I had everything planned out. The only thing that we couldn't get were people. Tomfoolery showed up, and he did a great job. Yeah, Justin Paul. So the problem was, or it's not a problem. So the thing is that normally when I'm streaming by myself, I have the TTS turned on so that people who donate over $10, I think I may raise it to 20 now, but people that donate over $20, it reads their donation in a very nice English lady's voice. Also, I had the alert box on, which would flash up on the screen to tell me that people, somebody joined, or somebody became a member, or somebody celebrating X number of memberships, whatever, or donated X amount. And so, when I hear it here, it's no big deal. But I can understand where if you're hearing it at home, it probably sounds good. Yeah, that was my point, man. Sounds like a typical home repair project. Every 30 minutes, you need to go to a hardware store, except we didn't. Literally from start to finish. And I can't say enough about everyone who shows up. Everyone who showed up helped. We set up incredibly. Yes, people did stay after to fold chairs and tables. We were done early. We could have stayed. We could have let the debate go on another half hour if I'd known we were going to get there. But did people stay after? Yeah, and the setup was amazing. We had TD, we had GG, we had a bunch of guys that were. Wicked Wally was there helping set out. His fiance was there helping. I don't even remember how many different people were there to help out, but everybody that showed up pitched in, setting up chairs, setting up tables, all of that. Throughout the night, as we stopped using the tables, we tore the tables down and put them away. When we stopped using some of the chairs, we folded up all the chairs that were not being used. And it was just like that. It was awesome. It was an amazing display. And I got to tell you something. One thing about this event, you can't even understand how cool it was. Nobody got mad. There was no arguments. There was nobody fighting. There was nobody. There was. It was. It was awesome. It was just great fellowship. It was people who came and talked and had a great time. It was a bunch of people who had never met each other in most cases. And they just come together and they're talking and they're eating and they're having fun. They're watching the debates. They came down. They would talk about, oh, do you remember this debate? Do you remember this? You know, it was absolutely amazing. It was really cool. You know, Tom, you know, now I know some people thought that Tom just kind of sulked over in a corner, but Tom was there the entire time he was there. He was doing interviews at my event on his channel, right? So that he was actually promoting my event on his channel and talking to people there on his channel. It was awesome. It was just awesome. It was an amazing event. It really was. And you know, and my wife was blown away how many people who came up to me at Andrew's event the next night, and how many people came over and were like shaking my hand, saying, "Man, that was so awesome! Thank you so much. That was great. The food was great. The atmosphere was great. The building was great. Everything about it was great." And my wife was just blown away. Nobody had any complaints that I heard about, other than EOD. I think needed more cooler space for his beer, but you know, we did the best we could with what we had on that. But it was really, really cool. And I, you know, again, my wife thinks I should do another one. I think we will. I mean, I enjoyed it. So I had a great time. I really did. So EOD loves all of it, man. I don't know how much beer he bought, but they had to do at least 3 beer runs. There was so much beer. Yeah, EOD needed more beer space. The funny thing is that there was a refrigerator up in the studio where the debate was happening, so that I was like, so he's like, "Hey, can we take one of these coolers upstairs?" And I'm like, "Why don't you just put them in the refrigerator?" And he's like, "Refrigerator?" It was awesome. That poor guy, man. He just had it. He was EOD was the beer supplier. Absolutely he was. It was absolutely legit. It was really good. So, pro tip, never leave home without a cooler. That's true. I think we have 4 or 5 coolers there just for sodas and stuff. I bought so much stuff. I kid you not. Right now I still have like half a dozen flats of soda. Like, I don't know. I think they're 35 cans per flat or case or whatever they are. And I still got them. I've got them. Well, I guess we'll drink them over the next however long. But yeah, it was awesome, dude. It was a great time was had by all. Can't say enough about everybody who showed up. Absolutely amazing group of people. EOD was saying for weeks how he wanted to buy everyone a beer. Guess he kind of got his wish. Hard to buy at an open bar. That's true. So he had to do it at my event. He sure did, man. He sure did. That's for sure. But yeah, it was a great event. It was good to meet everybody. I don't even remember who all I met, to be honest. But you know, so if I forget that we met, just bear with me. I must have gone up and down the stairs to the studio like, I don't know, 100 times or so, man. It was a lot. But everybody had fun. It was a great event. It really was. So EOD was awesome. Avarice was awesome in his own way, right? Avarice, I'm actually shocked Avarice is not in here raising hell. Avarice was awesome in his own way. He had, he had a couple of moments there where we had to talk to him about being loud, but other than that, it was awesome. It was really good. So, but yeah, it's pretty good. Well, looks like my setup is okay, except I got to do something about where that camera is. It's just not Cricket. So gonna have to figure this out. I may have to raise this monitor up so the camera can come through the center. He probably is sound asleep. He strikes me as the kind of guy that literally, like, while everybody else is sleeping, he's working and vice versa. But that dude was on it. The debate con itself was legit. Like, honestly, this was probably the best version of debate con they've had. I didn't like that they duplicated some of the debates, but that's okay. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. He said he had his voice back as of this morning. Yeah. I'm going to, by the way, before I forget about it, Tom Foolery also paid he drove up on his own dime. He paid for his, food, he paid for his food and gas and everything else. The only thing, we did have a spare spot, so we were able to accommodate him for his stay. The $5 comes in from How Long Nate. Hello, sir. Rolling through your stomping grounds on 81. All right. I will end my day in Meadowview. Just wanted to say hi. How Long Nate? Be careful out there, man. We're doing construction everywhere in Tennessee, so you'll probably run into some. Somebody had talked about that, buddy, about doing a LAN party while we were there. That was like a legit thing. I guess Tom had computer problems when he was there, and ended up not being able to actually stream the actual debate, which was pretty terrible. He tried to do it on his phone, but I guess it wouldn't work. He used to live on I-81. That's awesome, Chris. That's awesome. But yeah, it's been I'm back. I'm just going to finish tweaking this studio setup and getting it all back where it should be, and I will make it happen. I will make it happen. So it's a long road up in New York. Yeah, that's probably true. But anybody got anything they want to talk about, or should I just go ahead and call this test a success and move on? What time is it? Oh yeah, I got plenty of time. Plenty of time. Viking Paradigm inspired me, by the way. He has all of these monitors everywhere and all that. So I have the capability of having way more monitors, but I just need the 3. So LAN party would be awesome. It would be. Viking, I hadn't seen you around for a minute, man. Where you been? How you been doing? When is my next day shift stream? The news has been wild. Hey, what do you guys think about this? I have an interesting conspiracy theory. The next day shift will be tomorrow on Thursday, as normal. As normal. So, Let's see. Yeah. So let me ask you guys this: do you think Trump is signing the order to release because he knows there's nothing really in there about him, but that he's about to lay wood to a bunch of Dems because they are all up in them Epstein papers, and they've been trying to get rid of them for like 3 years. Well, actually, I guess 7 years. 7 years they've been trying to get rid of those damn things. Both. Yeah. I think it was hilarious because they were like, last week, you guys may remember they were talking about how they had released this email that Trump was a dog that hadn't barked, and that he was going to be that they, that the left was, when they got pictures of him with all these young girls on his lap and stuff like that, they were going to be vindicated and watch the right. Hey, Ray's Moto Life, man, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for dropping by. At some point, I got to have you on the stream, man. We'll do an interview or something, man. But go have a good time on your buddy's stream, man. We'll talk later. Been working on your own projects rather than helping others with theirs. That's solid. That's solid. Then you sign it because A, he said he would. B, he wants to prove a point. I agree with that. You think it'll be so redacted that it will piss everyone off again and give Lefty more fuel for because of the redactions? I actually don't think he's going. I think he's not going to do the redactions. Assumption is he sees the writing on the wall when it comes to public opinion, whether he's implicated or not. He's president of broken promises, so he'll sign it, but that remains. So he says he'll sign it, but that remains to be seen. Adam King throwing it down. $20. No message. I guess he just wanted to support the channel. Man, I really appreciate that. That's awesome. I appreciate the support. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So I guess my perspective is a little different. Yeah, Trump is not in charge of what gets redacted, but he can apply pressure. See, the thing is, Chris, I agree with you. I actually agree with this. I think Trump has flip-flopped on Epstein, or appeared to. That it wouldn't surprise you if it changes his mind when it comes to actually signing it. I almost agree with you. I think that there's been a method to the madness here, because I think that Trump knew that there's no way anybody was going to release those papers, right? Like they just weren't going to do it. It's all of this nonsense. Every time somebody asks me about why he's not doing it, my only response is, where were you when Biden wasn't releasing it? When Biden was hiding all this shit, where were you then? So there's the emails that they're releasing. I don't think they're very applicable. I don't think they're going to find anything in them really worth writing home about, except it's going to tell us what we already knew, that the Clintons are involved, and some others, went to the island, and we already knew all that, so it's not going to be a big deal. The one thing, guys, let me lean back so my focus is better. It's not an autofocus camera. I mean, I think it is. Well, maybe this lens is. My problem here, probably just me, is where are the terabytes of video? The one thing we do know about the island is there was video cameras everywhere, right? We know that. Where's all that video? Why hasn't the video been released? Now, I understood that some of it can't actually be released because minors, but it could be acknowledged. Clinton's closet. The Clinton's deleted them. I think Trump had to appear that he wasn't going to do it to get the Democrats to literally demand that Mr. President, you must release these things. Public opinion says so. And then, of course, he releases it. And what happens? It's bad for a lot of people. That's what I think. That's what I hope. That's what I'm hoping happens. I don't know. We'll see. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting time to be very interesting time to be alive, because you just never know what's going to happen. So I think he went fishing. No, I don't think he went fishing. I think that he has a better understanding of how Washington works now. And I think that when there's so many people standing in the way of this stuff getting released that he just couldn't do it, right? And the Democrats were acting like that he was the one being the stumbling block. And he did that to some degree on purpose. The house on the island. Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting. I can't wait for it. I think a lot of people are going to end up crying in their beer. Yeah. Yeah, that's I mean, you guys are right. It's a reverse psychology. It's that they are so anti-Trump that they'll go rabid. The public especially. See, the thing is that I honestly don't think the politicians want to release this shit. I think that they want this to go the fuck away. I think they'd be super happy if Trump had just kept his mouth shut, but he didn't. And he's teased this out so much. Remember, Trump never said he was going to release the Epstein papers at all. During the campaign, he never mentioned it. He mentioned it twice, and once was in response to a question. So there was no reason for people to be all this rabid and just jacked up to get these things released. They didn't care if Biden was going to release them, but the thing is that all Trump has to do is float the idea that he might not release them. He didn't say he won't, but he might not. And they go fucking nuts, which is what he wanted. I think he wanted this. I do think this is by design. I do believe it's by design. It is very problematic, a helping hound, but yeah, we talked about on debate panel. I think Jim Bob and fake woke right guy. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Kennedy and MLK Jr. have not been fully released, just pieces. But the Dems are just kind of like, I don't really want to do that. Why would they want to do that, right? I think that's going to be interesting. I'm waiting for that story to kind of flesh out. I'm really waiting to see what happens with Ukraine. I'm really waiting to see what happens with Ukraine, because as near as I can tell, you have what's that fucker's name? Zelensky, who is bound and determined to not allow peace to happen because he'll be voted out. He'll be terminated. Thank you so much. We know your service is no longer required. He knows that. I know that. You know that. Everybody knows that. What's up, Mr. Alley Cat 1969? Yeah. I agree with everything Mr. Alley Cat 1969 says. I think everybody gets hurt in some way by the Epstein files. Now here's the thing. If Trump's not in the Epstein files, except for Epstein bitching about how he would not allow him to poach women off of Mar-a-Lago, or how, Trump thought his parties were sleazy or whatever, and didn't like him, which seems to be the case, that's got to drive the left absolutely fucking nuts, because that just basically, that counters every argument they've made about the man. Right? Yeah, Trump can keep just being Trump and just fuck him up. 100%. That's true. He ain't got to do anything. Well, that's awesome, Ghost 1978. That is really cool. For some reason, I thought you were in California. That might be somebody else, though. If the demand is Zelensky, so nobody's making a demand. Marin, so here's the thing: Zelensky's people want him removed from office. He has, by, in accordance with Ukrainian law, he's not doing this in a bad way, really. In accordance to Ukrainian law, he has suspended elections until after the war. Now, he came to power in a coup, right? And his own people don't want him in office. So the minute the war ends, he's promised to have he has promised to have elections as soon as the war ends or peace is declared. The problem is that he's the one who gets to decide when peace is declared, and he's got no interest in it. He just doesn't. He's a puppet dictator. And Putin, I would rather have, honestly, at this point, I think Putin's a better leader than Zelensky. I think Zelensky is a really bad person. Whole thing with the Epstein prosecution is that nobody had a problem taking down Warren Jeffs in his temple in the U.S., but when it's y'all's turn, but those assaults were outside the exclusion. I'm not really, you're going to have to help me out with that, Helping Hound. Right, yeah. Nobody really talks about Ukraine anymore, except for me. Ukraine's an interesting thing because legitimately we spent a shit ton of money over there. We haven't gotten anything for it. And Zelensky is a puppet dictator. He's got to go, man. He's got to go. But he will not. He will. That man's never coming to the peace table. I'm going to call it right now. There will be no peace between Ukraine and Russia as long as Zelensky is in power at all. It's just not going to happen. Yeah. Yep, that's true. And we've had so many attacks in America. I just don't understand why we're not talking about what's going on in just America. Guys, this is insane. It's getting out of control. It's just nuts out there these days. Helping Hound, that's not a horrible way to look at it. Honestly, I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. So, Pretty good stuff. Now, we will be having the show tonight, 8 o'clock, as normal. That's about it. I mean, we've got, we're going to have Zinga Harris's husband, Scott, on. He's going to talk about what he does, what his worldviews are. And we're probably going to talk a little anti-red pill bullshit tonight because, man, the red pill just killing me, Cotton. Killing me. GA Dems are possibly running an Islam female candidate for governor. So there's that. Yeah. I don't know. Georgia for governor. It's going to be a rough one. Be a rough one. I guess one of the last things we could talk about is that the other thing that we did while everybody was in Nashville. Sorry, guys, I'm fucking around with my mic right now. This thing's pissed me off. What's up, Carney's Ride? You're watching from your show? Awesome, bro. There we go. That might work better. Maybe. We'll see. All right. Anyway, lost my train of thought. All right. Which red pill most consider? There are two different red pills these days. I guess just a normal red pill. I don't know. Red pill's red pill to me. I don't know. Red pill's one of those things, man. It's like, oh man, it's just the dumb. It's so bad, man. I don't know if you guys caught Marte's debate with the what's he call himself? A free agent lifestyle guy. That's rough. You have to help me out with that. Two different red pills. Yeah, I actually don't make fun. India, I think, is kind of fucked up, but I don't really make fun of them. What's up, Jay Eakin? Good to see you out in the chat. How are you, sir? Good to see you. We were I'm just testing my equipment and kind of rambling. I changed while I had some downtime, I changed everything out. Now I don't like the camera angle set up, so I'm going to change that for sure. 100%. I don't know how I'm going to change it, but I'm going to change it for sure. Probably has something to do with this middle monitor. We're going to have to do something with this middle monitor. So one Matrix version, two bros using one Matrix version of red pill. Yeah, you wake up, see reality. I could go with that. Two, the Rolo version using ideology to pick up women. Yeah, it's not to pick up women. It's honestly, it's more to have meaningless relationships with women and somehow think that you're using the patriarchy, which they don't even understand. I'm actually hosting a debate between Marte and some other guy on that very subject. I need to get him to refine the prompt a little more. His prompt sucks, and it's going to have to change that up so that everything gets so that he can win. Like mostly, for the most part, I don't think people really understand how important it is to engineer your prompt. So you really got to engineer your prompt. Otherwise, you're going to lose. So, yeah, it is what it is. You're all good, Farrer. For rear? I don't know how you say that. I got it. I understood. I do understand. Yeah. Yeah, I think Viking, Viking's a very logical red pillar guy. Like he's yeah, red pill just means truth, but grifters and even the well-meaning forget it's just a metaphor. The pills are all like genders now. You just switch them around as you need them, I'm assuming. Yeah, for sure. And look, look, let's just be real, right? Like they're mostly these guys are the guys that are out there running around preaching this stuff are the same guys that view all relationships as transactional. They view, um, you know, sorry guys, I'm being summoned. It's okay. It's all right. But look, what I'm seeing, and this is coming from a very specific sphere, right? Like, the Coach Adams guys mostly. And that is mostly what I'm seeing is we're having a bunch of people out there who are just talking shit. And they don't know what they don't know. They're really, um, they're really locked into this idea that to be able to get a good woman, you have to, for whatever damn reason, be in like ridiculous shape, have all kinds of money and all of that. And last night when I was listening to this kid in the debate, he's talking about leverage, right? Not really sure I understand that. I don't think he understands leverage, right? Like leverage it has a very specific meaning, and leverage in a relationship is kind of weird. Um, and so and then you really are reducing your relationship into something that's heavily transactional. Transactional relationships, in my experience, don't tend to last, and they seem to be problematic. Holding women accountable, for sure. You should also be willing to be held accountable by that woman. Is marriage a fatal flaw? Should you get married? I think everybody should get married. I feel like that if you are in love, or if you are for some reason if you're for some reason what am I thinking about here? Banging some chick. At some point you have to consider marrying her. And I think for men it's really we've gotten into this position where men don't feel like they need to marry women anymore, which is weird. They also don't feel, for some reason, they don't feel like you know, the value of a woman is in her pussy. Right? That's odd to me. It's odd. It's very odd because I think that I honestly believe that sex is probably the least important part of a relationship. It's the easiest part to fuck up. That is true. You can easily fuck your entire relationship up over sex, for sure, 100%. But it is the least Least important part of the relationship. Because at some point, it's not going to be important anymore. And then what do you have left? Hey, everybody. Good to see you. Adam King. I'm Namaste away. Good to see you. I saw you last night. I was over in I was wandering the internet and I saw you in this really weird thing attempting to bash on Andrew. The guy was a fucking lunatic, so I didn't stay long. Yeah, Adam King is right. If it's transactional, everything that's ever done will be tallied up and brought back up, and you owe me this, and I owe you that, and I don't owe you a damn thing. That's fucked up. He's right. Adam King is right. Kissy Cat says, nice background. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Namaste the fuck away. Yep, good to see you. I saw you on that panel, like I said last night. Didn't women come up with the idea of giving love coupons? What's the interest rate on one blowy from 2016? Now I'm the bad guy. Right. Yeah, we're not doing that. That's why you don't do that. Yeah, there's a tremendous amount of heat on Andrew and Rachel right now. If you, I personally will not, look, it's not my job to defend Andrew Wilson. He's my friend. So if you take his name in vain, I'm probably going to say something because I'm his actual friend. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I don't speak for Andrew. I will have his side, though. Where is You've been subscribed to that guy since 2020? Awesome. Is he good? It was only weird for me. Okay. Fair enough. Viking says, I never got in the marriage contract, but I still act more married than most of folks do these days. And that's even with my side of the relationship being open. It's funny to him, really. Yeah, the whole open relationship thing is weird to me, but that's okay. So anyway, I really don't. I'm trying not to start any like long discussions. Yeah. It was only weird for me. Namaste the fucking way. Yeah, I mean, it could have been. And to be honest, and let's just be honest, I kind of came in the middle of the thing, and it was only there for a few minutes, and then I had to go. I was doing other shit. I mean, yeah, we'll talk more about this later, but there's this like there is a very real bunch of bullshit out there about on the marriage thing and the marriage contract thing and all that. Namaste the fuck away. You like me a lot. I'm solid. I try to be. I try to be. You know, my detractors will say differently, but they're idiots. So who cares? I mean, I personally feel like that a lot of people get married, but they either don't understand or don't have a concept of family. My wife is my family. You know, like this is not there's not a contract there per se. But my wife is my family. My wife is who I resort to. And there's a I mean, there's really like there's a hole in relationships That hole is what happens is that for some reason you have all these people trying to analyze a relationship, but the simplest part of it is you should be family. I get married, my wife is no longer a woman that I fuck or a woman I want to fuck. My wife is now my family. Maybe it's just not like that for some people, but that's just the way it is. You know, just like they're members of my family that I don't particularly care for, but they're still family. So anyway, uh, namaste the fuck away says Rachel Wilson and I have butted head for years. This is not a bandwagon thing for you. That's fine. Not everybody likes everybody. It's all okay. It's all okay. It all comes down to actions over words. Everyone talks shit. I found few really do the shit they say. I have found the same thing. Because I've been the guy waiting in the parking lot for the other guy to show up, and he never did. Correct. This is the reason. That's the reason why the father of the bride gives away his daughter. That's absolutely sure. True. I believe in taking care of my man, children, and home. Number one priority. Right. That's right. I mean, that's the way it is. Right. And it's a I believe the same thing. Right. I mean, I don't have a man. I have a wife, but I got you. Understand. Right. Gonna have to pry from my cold dead hands. Right. My wife is awesome. If you were there at DebateCon, if you were there for Andrew's party Saturday night, my wife was there. I introduced her to basically everybody I ran into that could be there. And my wife is awesome. I think that's a problem. I think most people don't think I think that a lot of people just don't have that sense of family. Just saying we can look so black and white in chats, but really we are all multifaceted for sure. Yeah, for sure. And I understand some people just don't like some people. There's no reason for it. It just is. I like Rachel. I think Rachel's really cool. I've had good conversations with her. I've heard her talk to other women and give them very good advice. I have, I've been around them, not a ton, but a bit. And I like Rachel a lot. So, but then, I'm able to separate out the person from the public media profile. I think some people can't do that. So, it is what it is. Nobody needs to get all hurt. My biggest issue with the current crop of red pill talking, and these are Coach Greg Adams kind of talking points. Marriage is all transactional. The government has a say in it. But here's the thing, though. You don't have to be married for some woman to go after you for child support, right? They're going to come no matter what. If you have one of the claims that they make. One of the claims that, especially the Greg Adams people make, is that even if you go get married in a field, or go out in a field and just call yourself married, then you can get a divorce. That's wrong. That's completely false. But let's just say that you did. Let's say that could happen. Well, the covenant marriages exist in the church. They don't exist legally per se. And I suggest those. I mean, I don't have one because they didn't offer them when I was getting married. Plus, I know this is going to be a shocker to you, but my wife was not particularly religious when we got married. My wife only became religious later. My wife is Chinese. She was a college student. She was, you know, she was young. She wasn't against it. And she was very open to the idea. So she probably would have done a covenant marriage, but we're fine where we're at. The only way to avoid a bad divorce is to not get married, which is wrong. I did fix her. Bob Builder, what's up, man? My content finally started popping up on your feed. I appreciate that. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. So I actually have this story. I want you guys to listen and tell me who is the party that's wrong here. So this man gets married to this woman in, I want to say it was in the DR, or it's on an island somewhere on a beach. It's really romantic, all that. So unbeknownst to her, about a year later, he flies back, has a marriage nullified, gets a divorce. Not married. They're not married. He doesn't tell her that. She thinks they're still married. 10 years in, he's made a lot more money. He's improved his lot in life. She tries to pull the golden parachute routine and goes to get a divorce. He presents her with the divorce papers where he had gotten a divorce from her a year after getting married. What can she do? Just been living as man and wife, right? But what can she do? I thought that's a very interesting quandary. I would love the chat's opinion. Hey, Nzinga, good to see you back. How do I say? Is it Nzinga? How do I say that? We were married by our past pastor and recently converted to Orthodoxy. Neither of us can get a divorce a divorce without an acceptable reason. If one of us leaves, we'd be putting our souls in jeopardy. Yeah, I agree with that. So, yeah. I don't know that I have any wedding pictures on computer. I should see. My wife might. Zynga. Okay. Zynga. All right. Well, the way that a lot of these red pillars look at marriage is just completely fucked up. The way that a lot of people look at marriage, to be honest, is completely fucked up. Oh, fuck. Viking paradigm coming in hot. The thing is, Grid, you have something most men don't have when talking to their wives, girlfriends today. You have balls. You will tell her when she's wrong and admit when you're wrong. Most won't. That's very true. If you can't tell your wife, no, this is not how this is going to be, or shut up. We've already talked about this long enough. We're not talking about it anymore. If you can't say those things and deal with the heat that comes, if she's going to give you any, or if in my case, my wife's not going to get mad about it. She will generically do what we're supposed to do, and then later we might have a conversation about it so she can get clarification. But that's how that works. That's how that's supposed to work, incidentally. Just the way it is. Can't get around it. And my wife will tell me when I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, I will be like, yep, you know what? I was totally wrong. Bob Builder says, this is what I was trying to tell the black pill folk last night. Leadership is a key quality for a man to develop in order to have a good marriage. That's true. Hey, it's American Nacho. He says, hey, man, thanks again for the hospitality. Your event was awesome. Thank you very much. Great to meet you in person. I wish I could have known about range day. I would have taken extra vacation day. I did. We've been talking about it for months. I would have let you know. And, but yeah, it was awesome. I'm going to post the videos of the range day. It's going to be slick. It's going to be cool. Loan you some capital to buy a bed and breakfast. Going to call it the N word. That would be funny. I'll get back to you on that. That's actually pretty funny. I can tell by the way I talk to Kel that I treat people well. I do treat people well, but I'm also very stern and strict. So I'm what's called a stoic, which people often think that a stoic means that you're not funny, but I'm funny. And they're like, how can you be a stoic when you're funny? And the thing is that I rule my emotions. My emotions do not rule me. And when someone is talking to me and they're obviously distraught, I try and understand what they need from me at that point in time, which is they may need a kind word. They may need a verbal slap in the face to bring them back to reality. They may need whatever it is that they need. That's what I'm going to try and do for them. I think people have lost that ability or the desire even to do that. So yeah, could be a very good thing. But I think that most people think that they're stoics. They're not stoics. They need to be. Right. Viking paradigm is right. Self-controlled. Many get that one wrong too. And I will simplify that again by simply saying that I rule my emotions. My emotions do not rule me. Yeah. So, I mean, it's very important, I think, especially for men and marriage. That's why when you see men, if you look throughout history and you read about how men were, and even just the expression, when I was a child, I thought as a child, I acted as a child. When I became a man, I spoke and acted as a man. Even that should show you that the idea that you should have this childlike innocence into adulthood is stupid. That you should have this ability to have fun and to just go do random shit and not be a responsible human is bullshit. This is something that I struggle with when I deal with younger people today, because young people want to go, like no shade here, but if I go to when I went to TwitchCon, all the younger people would go to the con, walk around all day, do everything. Then they go out, spend all night out drinking, partying, having a great time, laughing, cutting up, drag their asses into bed at 1 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning, whatever the fuck. I was in bed at 10 o'clock. I got up at 7. I got dressed. I got breakfast. I went to the con. I was at the con. I walked through. I did everything I wanted to do. Made sure that I was, I I was doing what I needed to get done there, so that when I left, I didn't have any regrets. I didn't have any like, oh man, I wish I'd had time to do this, because I did it. It's just being responsible. It's being an adult about things. And it's one of the things I struggle with, because I see so many adults, and I use that term in its loosest possible sense, that don't even fucking go to bed on time, that don't get up on time without a lot of effort. Like, how the fuck do you accomplish anything in life? How? How does that work? You want to ask me, if you ask me the question, the answer is not that you need some red pill movement to teach men to be better men or to be more masculine. You need a bunch of people out there teaching people to be responsible, show up on time, do a fucking good job, regardless of what that job is. I don't care if it's sitting on a computer pounding away on keys all day. Do a fucking good job at it. Take some pride in your work. People take pride in their play. People will sit there and talk for 10 hours about some fucking dumbass video game they played, but they won't even mention something they did awesome at work. It's weird. So weird to me. So weird. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to go through your chats here. I apologize. I got on my horse. Namaste says, if I have a meltdown, I want to be able to come back and say, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. But if the man freaks out back, it's a prolonged disaster. That's true. That's true. Men should not freak out, especially around women. Now, getting angry and may have a little bit of a shouting match, fair enough. But freaking out, don't do that. That's bad. Ferrier says he has 2 speeds, quiet and listening. 2 can't remember to shut up. That's true. Do I think the feminist movement killed the emotional control of men? No, I think it fully enabled it. I think that it literally told men that they have emotions that they never even thought they had before. Not only did it do that, it engaged in such a way that those emotions are now supported. You need to be a sensitive man. It's okay, brother, to express yourself. And I would like to express myself right now by saying that's bullshit. That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. The idea that if you hold things in, that eventually you're going to build up and blow up is fucking false. Fucking false. And maybe some weak ass motherfuckers, but a man tamps that shit down when he needs to. He holds on to it. He pulls it out one day when he needs it. Maybe. I don't know. That may be bullshit too. Who knows? As Ferrier's wife, I can confirm this is exactly how Ferrier is. They can be a stoic. Marin. How do you say that? I like to get people's names right. How do you say that, Marin? However, tell me how you say your name. It's my favorite leftist fallacy. Nepotistic aggro males ruin the world. Oh, really? You mean the guys who reined themselves in and invented their own enlightenment? That's right. That's right. It's interesting because that's a solid point. It's interesting because when you go back and you read actual historical novels, right? I'm not talking about modernized shit. I mean the actual books written back in the 1800s, 1700s, 1600s. And when you read that shit, right? Those men were violent motherfuckers. But they also appreciated art. They created beautiful things. They planned massive cities. The same people, the exact same guy who burned villages to rubble, built Amazing cities. But all you people want to talk about is how violent motherfuckers are. We need to be violent. We have to be violent. I am a violent person. I'm not a nice person at all, but I do the best I can. Seems like a lot of red pill guys want to live how they want, but live how they want, but say it's a woman's fault when they aren't family men. That's true. Well, I think that they're encouraged to not be family men, honestly. Clovertack says we run on about maybe 4 hours sleep a night, shot week, just too much opportunity. That said, we get up every morning and get after it again. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Most red pill guys just need a good dad to tell them to move their ass. That's fucking funny, and I think it's true. To be frank, work is kind of niche and hobbies more universal. Good enough. We can have culture even if a shitty one is trying to take over with theirs. It's just an excuse for poor justification. I can go with that. I can go with that. What they meant, were they allowed to show emotion? Sure. Okay. Got it. I'm way behind on all these chats. I'm so sorry. Myron. Okay. M-A-I. Yeah, that's my. Okay, Myron. Okay, got it. Hey, what's up, Tomfoolery Show? How are you, sir? I do have a lot of grit. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Tom, we've been singing the praises of your name for coming out and debating. That was awesome of you to do that. Really appreciate it. Wow, man. So many. I'm so far behind. Solid work with DebateCon. I didn't actually do DebateCon. I had an event of my own, but I do appreciate it if that's what you're talking about. I put a lot of work, time, and money into it, and I'm glad that everybody loved it. That's the deal. So yeah, that was awesome. Tom, I'm just fucking around. This isn't even a real stream. I'm just I did a new setup that I'm going to change immediately after I end this. I'm going to change it around again, but so I'm just trying to get everything squared away. This where the camera is really bugging the shit out of me. I got to change that. Sorry, I meant my event. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. It was absolutely a great event. So, absolutely. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Tomfoolery, that was awesome. That was awesome of you to come up. Really, really happy that you made it out. And I hope you got some good material. I saw you over there most of the evening. And I heard that your laptop went down, which I'm really sorry to hear. I had a loaner. I would have loaned you. What's up, Buddha? How are you, sir? Good to see you out in the chat. So, hey, thanks for subbing, Tomfoolery. I appreciate that. I really do. So it's yep. And also, yeah, absolutely. Limited 360 is correct. Thanks to everyone for coming out to the event. Enjoyed it for his day off from work while I had chores to do outside the house. I appreciate that. We had some of the best debates, best live debates I've seen in a long time. Really appreciate it. What's up, Never Lucky Rubber Ducky? Good to see you out there. And glad for everyone. Kissy Cat, I knew you weren't going to make it. You told me so, and I wasn't. I was already preset to be disappointed. I totally understand that you had a lot going on, and I hope you get your. I hope you get your house done soon, and hope everything's going okay with your family. Tom, glad your stream worked out, man. Glad it worked out. I did hear about your troubles, and so I'm sorry that you weren't able to, or that you had issues. So yeah, hopefully you got good stuff to use, and it was a great debate, to be honest with you. It was really good. Really appreciated all of it. So really a good time. So yeah, we're just randomly talking about stuff. Give me 1 sec, guys. I got to cam down for just a second, and I'll be right back. All right. Sorry, guys. I had to get rid of the sweatshirt, man. It's getting warm in here. Warm. Your pastor is leaving and you need to find another church. It's rough, man. That's rough. That's a tough time. At any rate, Tom, if you want to come up for a few minutes, I'm going to throw out I'll throw you a link. I'll throw it over in the Discord as soon as I find where I put my Discord. There it is. All right. If you want to come up for a minute and chat, you are certainly welcome to do so. And if not, that's fine too. I did take a few days off, guys, for sure. And I really needed it. I still need to get my studio here. I've got stuff everywhere in here. It is crazy how bad it is right now. It shouldn't be that bad, but it is insane how bad it is. I think I messed up my focus. It's all right. You like sprinkles on a Boston cream donut? What's up, Frankie? Too sweet. Good to see you. Is it really a day off when you're retired? No, every day's a work day. Every single one of them. 100%. So it's funny. Green screen? No, this is no. It's just, I'll explain again for everybody who's just coming in. So what happened is I have a new setup for my monitors. So I had the big monitors back over there. The big monitors are great. They're rad. Everything was cool. But then I bought these cool 32-inch monitors on a triple stand. They're curved. These are curved monitors. 32-inch curved monitors. I got 3 of them here. And I wanted to use them. So while I was down, while I had everything kind of, I didn't, while I wasn't in here working, my face looks thinner. Yes, I've lost weight. I'm aware of it. So with the, so when I had a few days off, I started messing around with everything. I assembled my new computer table, which I've been trying to use for a while. My old one is fine, but I don't know, it kind of sucks. And this is what we end up with. So we'll see. I'm probably I've got to change where the camera is because it's looking down on me. It looks weird if I put my hat down, it blocks my face, which is tough for me. You missed the rifles. Yeah, they'll be back. They'll be back. The biggest thing is that this wall behind me is white, and so when I put the light on it, it just the backlight off of the wall is just too much light, and it's very hard to regulate. Retirement age is in the 70s. That's insane. I don't know how that could be. I retired when I was 45, and I think that most people should be able to retire from a well. So I think most people should have a career and retire out of a job around, I don't know, maybe 45 or 50, and then start a second career. I actually think the average age to buy a house has always been in the 30s or 40s. We've got Tom Foolery. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Foolery. How are you, sir?
Doing well. How are you?
Excellent. Excellent. I'm having a great time.
So what's going on?
Just basically, you know, I got back from my my adventure, spending all that time up in Nashville. We did a range day on Monday. So we went and shot a bunch of guns. We got video of that. It was awesome. It was really cool. And I took yesterday off, more or less. Didn't really do anything. I kind of messed with my studio a little bit. I have new monitors that I've been meaning for a while to use. I just didn't. And I had a new computer desk thing that I hadn't put together yet either. So I just did a bunch of work, and then now I'm trying it out. I'm trying to make sure everything works right. So, how was your drive back?
It was pretty easy. Yeah, pretty simple. Not bad at all.
Cool.
Yep. Just drove straight back. It's a pretty easy drive too, because it's pretty much just 3 highways, just like 100 miles on each. So yeah, pretty simple.
Awesome. Well, that was good, man. It was good to have you. Good to have you at the event. It's too bad you couldn't stay for the rest of the weekend. It was a really good. It was a good time. A lot of fun had by all.
So. Yeah, I wanted to go to the party, but I had used somebody else's car to get out there because I'm getting ready to move to another country, and so I had to borrow. I had just sold my car and everything, and so I had to use somebody else's car. Promised them that I would have it back by Saturday, and so yeah, I probably could have stretched it a little bit, but I didn't want to ask. So,
what are you moving out of the country?
Yes, yeah, I'm moving to another country fairly soon. Got
is it a cool country?
You know, it's, New Zealand, not all that cool, but
I mean, it's cooler than Australia.
It is probably cooler than Australia. It's it doesn't have as many massive spiders that will just, you know,
right. Not every single animal is trying to kill you. That's so interesting. So wait, hold on. It's really hard to move to New Zealand or Australia. They have ridiculous immigration policies. How are you managing this? Are you sneaking in?
Yeah, I gotta sneak across the border.
They'll actually deport your ass. I have a buddy of mine who did that.
Oh yeah. No, they. I have a girlfriend there. Been together for a couple of years, and so gonna move together. And so yeah, she's in New Zealand because you're like going to be pursuing a relationship together. They don't do it like the United States where you just have to get married and you're capable of getting a green card. They have a whole process for a relationship, whether you get married or not. And so you just kind of have to go through the process.
So you're kind of like long-term passport broing.
Sure. Yes.
You got the long burn.
I don't know. Do we call it passport broing if the girl's white? Does that still count?
I don't know, man.
I don't know either. I'm not sure.
I don't keep up with these things. I've been married so long. It's odd. to even.
I mean, isn't normally passport broing when you bring them back with you? So I guess she's passport girling.
No, I
then,
know some
or
passport bros that have
sistering.
moved to like Colombia, and because it's so cheap. It
Mhm.
was so cheap to live down there. I knew some guys that moved there. I have a friend of mine who I call him passport bro all the time. He moved to Thailand, and he lived there about a year, and he hated it. He just hated it.
That seems to be the favorite passport bro spot. So
Yeah,
yeah,
he
I
hated
can
it.
understand.
But I think the reason that he hated it is because I think he did it. I think he did it in a very stupid way. Um, but what do I know? I'm not a passport bro. My wife is an import, so
Yeah.
yeah, she was
Yeah.
already here.
Yeah, no, I like the United States. I like being an American. I like living here. There's
Mhm.
a lot that I like about
Are you
America, and
going to
especially where I
re-immigrate, or
live.
are you going to become a New Zealand citizen and
We'll
stay there?
see.
Mm.
Yeah, we'll see. Like it's eh, I where I live in Georgia right now, I live in the suburbs, and it's really
Mm.
nice here. It's freaking great
What,
here. I
like in
love it.
Atlanta?
Like it's so I'm just outside of Atlanta. I'm in like an area where it's called like Woodstock.
Yeah, yeah, I
It's
know
like
exactly where that is. Because
okay, yeah.
I
So
used to go to Road Atlanta all the time. So Gainesville and um, what's that other little town there? Right, Brazelton, and then there's
okay.
another little town there. I can't remember.
Yeah,
There's like
there's a white hat that I'm famous for wearing all the time, and it says Woodstock on the front, and it's the Woodstock like it's my football hat, and
right,
like I
right.
played football and basketball for Woodstock High School, and so
Oh,
yeah, that's
you're from Georgia.
yeah, like originally from New York, moved here when I was like 10, and have lived here ever since. But yeah,
Okay.
I really like the suburbs, and it's like, yeah, it's not far outside of Atlanta. So if I want to go to Falcons games, want to go to Hawks games, want to go to any of that stuff, that's just like 15, 20 minutes up the road. Or if I want to go into the mountains, into the, creeks and rivers and, farmland and all of that, that's 20 minutes the other direction. And so it's really nice. And then even where I live, there's just so much here. Like the suburbs is great because I can drive 15 minutes in any direction and I'll pass like 5 Walmarts and
Right.
20 McDonald's
That's
and
true.
20 Taco Bells, and like everything is just right here. You have a lot of options. So it's really nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually like that part of Georgia. I go down the road Atlanta. I used to go down the road Atlanta, obviously, all the time. Uh, and then my friends and I have been, I mean, so many times to the Petit Le Mans and everything else. So it's really interesting. Hey, good morning, JS Urban Adventures. Josh, if you want to jump up, man, feel free, buddy. I sent you the link. You can come on up, hang out with Tom and I. But it's very interesting. New Zealand would not have been my first guess, but it was not my first guess. But that's all right.
Yeah. There's the
Gold
yeah,
mines in New Zealand. Did
not
you know that?
what is
Gold mines. There are gold mines in New
really
Zealand, yeah, and Australia.
okay. I New Zealand would not have been like a place that was on my list of places to go at all, but
Have you
yes,
been
it is
there?
now. So no, I've never been. No,
You've never visited? Oh, that's terrible.
nope.
Mr. Boulay, I have all of the alerts turned off, so I will have to read this. $10 for Mr. Boulay in the Department of Numismatics. Woot woot, New Zealand mint. My second favorite mint. Unfortunately, New Zealand has a tariff on tactical soap from Klondike Soap Company. Working and lurking. Have a great show. Thank you very much. This isn't even really a show. I just am testing out my setup and seeing what I like and don't like about it. I'm not 100% sure about the background, but I can change. That changes in like 2 seconds. So, not a big deal. Yeah. Another time, Josh, get some sleep, man. Why you're going to bed at whatever it is in the afternoon here?
I'm about to go to sleep.
One,
Yeah,
1 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, you guys living
yeah,
that streamer life. I don't live the
yes.
streamer life, bro.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I just got back from a doctor's visit and ready to go to sleep. So yeah,
Okay.
it's because I mean, like they call it streamer life, but like most streamers do stream earlier in the day, especially from like noon
Mhm.
to 8 or somewhere around that area. Whereas I start around 8. Like that's when my streams start. And that's because I used to always work during the day. I work full-time jobs and then I would get off and start stream. And so that's just where my audience always was. So even once I stopped working and started streaming full time, still is now like I just keep the same times, same hours, and it seems to work. But a lot of my audience are people from New Zealand, from Australia, like people who are on a very different time zone because of that.
Poor Himza Alexander got timed out for using a period. If you put a period, it thinks you're doing a dot something and trying to post a link. And WMD, who is the robot overlord, hates that. So he'll time you out for 30 seconds, which is I can change that setting, but it's actually, it's kind of not bad. Anyway, yeah, New Zealand. I mean, there's nothing wrong with New Zealand. It looks really pretty. It looks awesome.
They have hate speech laws.
They do. They got a lot of laws I don't think you're gonna appreciate, but that's okay.
Well, here I am. I'm. Well, never mind. I'll leave that for another time. But yeah, I was gonna say there's a number of things that already don't change much for me. So
yeah.
All
right. Are you a Pro 2A guy?
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. I mentioned during the debate that I don't have my Second Amendment rights, and so that is when Rob kept saying you're going to shoot them, like I don't have Second Amendment rights, bro. I can't shoot anybody. But like, yes, they
don't?
That's not going to be a big difference there. No, when I was 18, I committed a bunch of felonies, went to prison for a while, and so
you went to prison.
yeah. It is a complication, like with the getting visas and going to other countries and crap like that. But it's like 18 years ago now, so it's
Is it stuff that you can have expunged off your record?
Yeah, most of it. So a lot of it was taken off my record, not all of it, because I was paying like restitutions and things like that. But after 10 years of probation, even though I didn't finish paying it off, they just went ahead and took me off probation and expunged what I did pay off. It wasn't most of it, I guess it was some of it, but they took off some of the charges that I did pay off and then just left the rest. And I could go back and I have my voting rights, so I'm still able to vote because I had to just apply for them again and I got them back. And then I think the same for my gun rights as well, as I'm able to apply to get them back, and I would get them back most likely. So
that's I can't. It would have never occurred to me that you have been to prison.
Really? You don't think I look like a neo-Nazi or anything?
Well, I mean, I'm sure you get that, but no, not me. I know what actual neo-Nazis look like. So that would not. You don't have the right. You don't have the right.
I was at a protest recently, and one of the ladies told me that I looked like a Nazi.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird. That's
weird. Yeah, it was very weird. Yeah.
I mean, I could get if I said Lex Luthor, I could go with that, right? Like I could.
That's what I mean. I get Lex Luthor.
100% Lex Luthor. Could go with that. But powder.
Yeah.
Right? Powder is a good one.
No, not powder. No, not powder.
No, that's not a good one. All right, I'm sorry, man.
Well, maybe in Nashville with the light beaming on me a little bit, from the back, that maybe then I look a bit more like powder.
Yeah. Hey, what did you think of the setup in Nashville? Just, because you're a streamer.
I liked it. I liked it. What happened to the other picture though? It looked like there was a picture of like what is it, Teddy Davis or
some jazz guy. I don't know who it was.
Yeah, but it looked like there was another picture between the other
windows. It's not my place. I don't know.
Hook there, and it was gone. So
yeah, I don't know. I could have asked the guy. So, Yeah, it's a very so that venue is owned by a guy named Will, super cool guy, and he had this idea to have a guitar store, and he was going to sell these vintage motorcycles as well. The problem is, didn't really sell that many guitars, and the bikes. He didn't know anything about the bikes to sell them, so he just he's like, I'm just going to do the event rental thing, and so he basically rents it out as 2 or 3 different studios, and I rented the whole building for the day. And so all of the couches and the desk and all of that and the guitars and the drums and the piano, all that was his stuff. So, and it wasn't there last time. What's funny is he moved stuff in and out, and none of that stuff was in there last time.
That makes sense. I mean, it was all in the pictures and everything, so I'm assuming they put it there maybe for the event, because yes, it's in the pictures as like a
they have in the pictures it has different stuff, but anyway, so at any rate, they move stuff in and out all the time. I didn't know what was going to be there, so about all of the lighting, the tables, the computer, the mics, literally all of it, that was all my stuff. So
okay. There's there's Mantis in chat. That is Miss Foolery, the New Zealander.
Oh, okay. Mantis. I think I've seen Mantis in chat before, maybe. I don't know.
She was there during the event. She was she was very loud during the event.
Very loud. Yes, I do remember that.
Trouble. She's a lot of trouble. She's
that's okay.
Yeah.
Trouble is fine.
If the hate speech laws were super stringent in New Zealand, she would not be there either. So we can all feel very okay. I'm sure everybody in chat is safe to say what they already say. If Mantis can stay in New Zealand and be fine without getting in trouble for hate speech, the rest of us will be just fine.
So. Okay. All right. What was your, I mean, obviously the debate with you and Rob, there's been a lot of feedback on it, and a lot of the feedback is centered around Gibbs and his moderation, but I actually thought
I was just about to say he did a great job in moderating. So
it's one of the best moderating I've seen recently.
Yes, he did a great job moderating. He was fine at moderation. I saw all the comments complaining about his moderation. The moderation wasn't the problem, but the reading of the super chats, it threw me off every time. Like, and you can tell.
I don't know
every
if
time
there's a better way to do that, though. I've been trying to
it is hard.
The
way that I would do it is stack them up.
You had to do that on the fly, by the way.
Yeah, the way that I would do it is stack them up and do it like every 20 to 30 minutes. Just read
He was trying to do that, but he was trying to do that, but 30 minutes with you guys flies by.
Yeah.
So like you guys you're thinking he's interrupting you a lot, but it's been 30 minutes and he's sitting here watching and he's like, yeah, I gotta jump in with super chats.
It threw me off numerous times. When I watched it back, I could tell that every time Rob would make a point, I know what I was getting ready to say. And then he reads the super chats and then comes back to us and I'm totally lost. I would even write a note and still wouldn't remember to look at the note when they came back to us. And so, I got, I definitely got very twisted in my own head.
I don't know what, I don't know what to do about the super. I don't know a better way to handle the super chat. So that's but at any rate, I think a lot of people now are used to debate moderation where the people just sit there, the moderator just sits there and watches the clock and just does this. And if you start yelling at each other, they'll tell you to calm down. That's not moderation at all. That's being a timekeeper and a referee, right?
So. Yeah, well, and it's also it depends also on the people who are debating, because a lot of people, I think a good moderator is going to adjust based on the people that are debating, because lots of people like less moderation, lots of people like more active moderation, lots of people, and so I think good moderators are going to adjust based on who's debating. But I think Gibbs did a great job, and he was fine, and he he definitely he did a good job moderating. And so I think a lot of the people complaining about the moderation are just a bit confused, because as far as moderation goes, he did fine.
Yeah.
It was more so just, the super chats was like a little inconvenient, but it's you gotta make money. It's
right.
that's the job.
I spent like 12 grand on that event.
I believe it.
Yeah. It was going to be about 15, and I was able to save a little bit of money here and there. So it worked out. It was like perfect. We didn't need anything. We didn't have to send anyone to get anything. The venue was great. I mean, literally, like it was as trouble-free an event as I've ever seen, except for Avarice being like super loud. But what can you do? The guy's he's just going to be loud, right?
I was like, during the stream there, people kept saying, they're like, we can barely hear you. They're like, there's so many people being loud. I was like, no, there's one
guy
being loud, but he's
it's the one guy.
Yeah,
he made all the noise for everybody. So one of the complaints I got in my, from people who are watching was that you weren't close enough to the mic, and so you were facing the mic.
Both of us. I got it. Most of the people said it about Rob during mine, because like
I was
at
about
the
to say
beginning,
that. So,
I was too far, and then I got closer, and it seems like for the rest of the debate, I'm good. Rob's now too far from the mic. Yeah.
Well, what Rob would do, so you were facing the mic but far away. Rob was close to the mic but facing over here.
Well, and he had the mic facing like down like this.
Something like
it wasn't like up towards his mouth
or something. And yes, it was one of those things where it's actually one of the things that I probably would have noticed, but I was going from upstairs to check the computer, and then downstairs make sure everybody was cool, and there's a bunch of so I don't know how many times I went up and down those stairs, but it was a lot. And so one of the mistakes I made was I didn't have somebody to manage the upstairs, which is what I needed to have.
You had like a tech guy there the whole time.
I had the tech guy there, but he's just looking at the computers, right? And
he had headphones on. Could he not hear live?
He could hear it, but to him it sounded fine. And honestly, I had a guy watching on an iPad, and he said, I would go every time I went by him, I'm like, hey, how's the sound? How's it look? And he's like, looks good, sounds good. So I haven't listened. I haven't actually watched it, but I don't know how egregious all this stuff is, or if people are just nitpicking, right? So
it's not that bad. Like, you can hear just fine. It's just the quality of it. Like, obviously, when I'm right here, when I'm right here, it's a lot like more crisp and a little bit, it's good. Yeah. But like when I'm back here, it gets a little bit more airy and sounds like a bit more, you hear the room a little bit more. And so that's all it is like you just hear the room a little bit more with Rob through the majority of the debate. And but Rob yells no matter what. Everything's always like this. He's always talking very loud. And so you can hear him just fine. You can tell what he's saying.
He really seems to have two volume modes. He has conversation and all out. It's like that's just two. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that, right? It works for him. And he might have worked around a lot of deaf people or something. I don't know, but for sure, I had a great time putting on the event. It was a lot of work. My wife was really impressed at how many people after the event Saturday night came to me and said, hey, really, really loved your event. Absolutely was awesome. Even people that weren't there would come up and say, hey, watched the debates yesterday. They were so good. It was so great. My wife was so impressed by that. She's like, you should do another one of these in April. Yeah. Or, in the spring. And I mean, we can. And now I think that Will, the guy who owns the building, I mean, I could do it in the same building because I think that he likes me.
Do it in New Zealand.
I should do it in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Ah,
Just
bro.
random, just stabbing the
Bring
dark,
everybody.
just throwing
You know, I
a
bet
place
Rob
out
would
there, you
visit
know.
New Zealand. I have a passport. I mean, my wife's going to be in the. My wife's actually after New Year's. My wife is taking my oldest son to China for a week or 2 weeks, and I know they're spending a week in Shanghai. So
Okay.
and
Yeah,
it,
for me, the biggest complaint was that like I didn't have like all of the data in front of me. And that's like the thing that I keep getting criticized for. And I keep telling him like, dude, we came up with a topic 5 minutes before walking up there. Like I didn't have like a way to like get all of the data sitting in front of me. Like we just came up with the topic and we went up there and just debated it. And
and that was awesome. That was so good because everybody's like, man, they just seemed so well researched. It sounded so good, and it was such a great debate. And I'm like, they literally decided that topic 10 minutes before they walked upstairs and had it out. It was so good. It was so
yep.
good.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, it was like we initially had just decided, like we said, we were just gonna go sit down and just start arguing with each other. Like that
Hmm.
was initially just the
That would have
plan.
been
And I
cool
like
too.
both of us were prepared for just whatever. And so yeah, we like me and Rob before the debate, we were talking, and I was like, dude, I when I was on my stream, I kept saying, I got to look at the news. I got to check the news. Like Rob's probably going to have like some new thing that just came up today that I'm not going to know about. I got to go through the news. And when Rob got there, he's like, bro, and I kept saying, I was like, I really need to look into this new, like all of these Epstein leaks. I haven't looked at any of them. I
Mhm.
don't know what's going on. I don't know what they've released. I have no idea. And everybody's talking about it. And I'm sure he's going to want to get to this. And then he came in and he was like, bro, he's like, I'm like, I really got to check the news. Like I kept telling Andrew all day, like I got to check the news. Tom's going to bring up stuff from the news. He's going to bring up the Epstein files. And I was like, bro, I haven't looked at it either. I have no idea. He's like, oh, thank God. He's like, I have no idea what's going on with that case. And so he's like, I've been worried about it all day. I was like, yeah, I have no idea either. So we're both safe there.
Well, I mean, it was a fantastic debate. It's too bad you didn't get to watch like Fabian Liberty and Pentuple go at it. That was a really, really good debate. But I understand, man. You needed to be streaming and get all that stuff done. So
Yeah, I even at points like when I like sat down and ate and stuff, I've tried pulling up the debate so that we could listen to it. But yeah, my laptop would not let me
that
share
was
a
so weird that
screen
your
of a
laptop went
debate or
down.
anything. Yeah, it was having so many issues. But I was actually I wanted to talk to Fabian while I was there, and I wanted to get a picture with him. He was gone before I was capable of doing it, but that I was actually blown away, and I kept telling my chat this. I'm like, bro, he's like 6'7", dude. He's
Yeah,
actually like insanely
yeah. When
tall.
he
He is
says that,
6'7".
when
I
he
was
says he's
blown
six
away.
six or 6'7" or whatever it is he
I
is,
didn't
he's
know
not
that.
lying.
I've been on tons of panels with him. I've talked to him 1,000 times for years, like 5 years now. I never knew that he was that tall. And so, yes, like when he walked up to me, he's like, "Hey, Tom Foolery, how's it going, man?" I was like, "What, Fabian? Fabian, what the fuck? I thought you were like 5'8", bro. What the hell?"
Yeah, yeah. No, it's really funny because we were talking about that because he says that all the time. He's like, bro, I'm 6'7" and whatever much he weighs. I'm a big guy. I eat a lot or whatever, and whatever we're talking about, and it's everybody's like, sure, okay, you're like 6 foot, whatever. But that dude is tall.
So
Like
is he actually 6'7"? Because I said
I
I
think
was
he
like I
is like
just met
six
him.
six, six
I'm
seven.
pretty
Like
sure he's
he's
six
not.
seven. I don't know how tall he says he is, but I was like,
He
I
is
think
a
he's six
tall
seven.
dude.
Like that's my
He's a
guess.
tall
Six
dude.
five to 6'7". Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the debates, when he and he kind of like he kind of hunches down in his debate.
Yeah, has the hunch over to get
Yeah,
to the mic. Yeah.
he's like, and he'll sit there with this little I don't think he uses a vape pen, but whatever. He kind of hunches down a little bit. So he doesn't look that. That's why I think why everybody's really surprised is he doesn't look that tall. Like you don't get the
Mhm.
idea. I guess just because he kind of hunches
Well,
down.
and
You think
everybody
that
thinks
because
I'm
his
tall.
torso is so big.
Everybody thinks I'm tall. Everybody, every time I'm on like stream or something, everybody's like, "Yeah, you're like 6'4", 6'5", right?" I'm like, "No, man, no, I'm like 5'9", 5'10". Like
Right.
I'm not that tall. And I was surprised that like other people, like I was surprised like the like I think Andrew, Jim Bob, like
Mhm.
everybody else was like
Normal
shorter than me.
size.
Rob, like yeah, so all of them were just a little bit shorter than me, and I had expected some of them to be a little. I thought Jim Bob and maybe Andrew were a little bit taller as well, but yeah, um, it's it's surprising to meet people in person like that. So yeah.
Andrew, I don't know if you got a chance to talk to Andrew. Andrew's one of my favorite people, man. He's just super cool.
I've known Andrew for years. I've known him since the like Big Papa Fascist days, like when he
Mhm.
first started on the internet, first started doing
Yeah,
debates.
yeah.
Like him and I have known each other. We go way back, and this is our first time meeting in person and talking in person. But yeah, we have each other's phone numbers and have talked tons of times. So
Cool. Yeah, I like I really like all those guys. This was my first time meeting. So I've met Jim Bob. I've met Andrew. Obviously, I've met Rachel a few times. I've met all these people, but I met Jim Bob's wife, Megan, or whatever her name is. Whatever, I don't remember. I hope I got that right because I'll sound like an idiot if I didn't. I met DP. I met DPH, which I'd never met DPH before. I've been.
yeah, I was there when you met Jim Bob's wife. Yeah, because I remember he says so immigrant wife, and you're like, no,
Right.
my wife's Asian too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And I'm trying to think. I mean, basically, I met a lot of people for the first time. EOD met him for the first time. Um, basically, like most of the people. TD, the guy who helped set up so much, he just showed up, and I put him to work instantly. And so did GG and Wicked Wally. He was exactly what I thought Wicked Wally was going to be. So yeah, that worked out well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a really fun event. I'm really glad you invited me because that is my first in-person debate. I was
You
supposed
did
to
awesome
go on a couple
for
in the
that.
past. I was supposed to do like Tim Pool about a month ago that fell through. I was supposed to do other things in the past
Yeah.
that kind of always fell through. This is the first one that's actually worked out that I've been able to show up for. That's actually so yeah, it was fun. I'm really glad you invited me because yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. And it's sad that now I'm moving to New Zealand to where I'm probably not going to be able to do another one again for a while, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I hope everything goes well for you over there. That's crazy that you're moving over there.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate it. But yeah, I got to get to bed. I
Yeah,
look like
man.
I just smoked a
Well,
bunch
I
of
won't keep you, man. I appreciate you jumping on, and I appreciate your input. And if you're maybe next year, maybe you can bounce back over the pond, bring your hopefully bride by then
Yeah.
over and come hang out, man.
Okay, cool. All right,
Yeah.
man. Well, appreciate it. Y'all have a
All
good
right.
night. Have a good stream. Later, man.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Yeah. This is just a test stream. I didn't even think I'd go this long, but I'll
Well,
keep talking as long as people keep showing up. So
yeah, you got people, so might as
there
well.
you go.
All right.
All
Have
right,
a good
man.
one.
See ya. Have a good rest of your day.
You too.
All right, guys. That was Wicked Wally, or not Wicked Wally. Wicked Wally's out there in my chat right now. That was Tom Foolery. Tom Foolery did a great job. By the way, guys, he was the only leftist to actually show up, and he's not even a leftist. He's like a center left guy. He was the only one to show up. It's terrible. It's terrible. Just anyway. But he did a great job. He was it was a lot of fun to have him on, and he did very well against Rob. I do believe Rob did crush him a little bit, though. Sorry, Mantis. I know you're out there listening, but Rob did Rob stuff. That's what happened. What's up, Flow State? How are you, man? How the hell are you? So, guys, again, this is a kind of a test stream because I have changed up kind of my setup, and it's not been what I wanted. Kel did not show up. It would have been cool had she shown up, but she did not show up. So that's okay. Yeah, Rob has a lot of energy in person for sure. 100%. I really like Rob. Rob's a good guy. So yeah, so you guys may have heard we did have a couple of incidents at DebateCon. One was Gary, the numbers guy, who for some dumbass reason decided to basically basically assaulted Andrew and his entourage. Came over, started the gematria guy. Yeah, he was there apparently. I think it was Saturday. I want to say early Saturday morning, but I wasn't. I wasn't physically there. I think there was some miscommunication. I wasn't actually physically there when it happened. I've seen the videos, and people were sending me stuff about it, and he basically threatened violence against Andrew. And Andrew's like, look, it's one thing to sit here and just kind of shout at me, but to start threatening violence against me and my wife, well, that's not cool. So Gary got escorted out, claiming, that he was claiming all kinds of stupid shit. I thought it was funny when I saw the video, when the videos were being sent to me. I thought that was funny, is what it is. The second incident was the guy we were doing Rachel's debate with Craig FTFE. Craig's a good guy. I still talk shit about him, but he is a good guy. He turned out to be a very a decent human being, 100%. And Craig had just debated Rachel and taken a shellacking. I got up. I asked him a question about math that he couldn't answer or didn't want to answer. And the guy behind me, who was this grungy looking guy in a hoodie, walked up and said, I just got up here to say you're a fat F slur. And he just kind of walked off, and Craig didn't actually hear it. He is a little bit, I think he's a little hard of hearing. Craig didn't actually hear that, but then it was communicated to him what was said, and he wanted the guy gone. So they tracked, obviously they have video. They tracked the guy down, found him. Craig confronted him. There's a little bit of video of that, and they removed that guy from the event. Other than that, as far as I know, nothing really happened. The police were there several times. I'm not really sure why, but they were. It is Greg. Oh, he gets so mad when I call him Greg, but it's okay. We're friends now. I can do that. If one was to move to Tennessee, what areas would I recommend? Been looking around the northern regions for the most part. Well, effing epic. Most of the time I say that Tennessee is full and we are no longer accepting applications for residency. However, in your case, I'll make an exception. Me personally, I like Middle Tennessee, and I like it a little further south. If I were going to pick up and move, I would be, and I didn't need to be near a major city. I would probably look into, I don't know. There's so many very promising places, but south and we're down near the Alabama border. Honestly, that's what I was going to be. Mr. Alley Cat says the hotel said that was the biggest event they ever hosted. Police probably stopped just to be police. That's probably true. Don't doubt that. TD says Gary, the numbers guy, apparently showed up and caused a scene. Yep, we got video of that. The funny thing is, I called him Greg when I first met him too. Cool guy. I talked to him a lot while I was there. That's awesome, Adam King. Really appreciate it. Yes, Craig FTFE, the anti-flat Earth guy. Craig is good. I mean, look, he's kind of a cool dude. I mean, he's right. His worldview is fucked, but you know, look. You can have a fucked up worldview that I have to destroy. That doesn't mean that we can't be friends. You know, that I can't talk to you. Right? This is a problem that I think a lot of people seem to have. They just can't get past that. Yep. Yeah, hate the ideology, not the individual is correct. I'm a god. I'm a god. Every time I see I'm a god's name written, I want to go, I'm a god. It's just something to do. Yes, there's a lot of opportunities. It is growing rapidly, and we have an overabundance of apartments. I think they have 16,000 empty vacant apartments that were just built. Nashville is in fact overrated. You know, the funny thing is, you're a redneck. All right. I think with time and a little bit of friendship, Greg could be brought over to. He says he's not a leftist, but he does hold to some kind of degen philosophies. Like, I don't know. He just yeah, just some degen stuff. Memphis is degen center. We're trying to clean that up now. That's for sure. Yeah, Myron, the thing is though, is you got to say it in like a Peter Griffin falsetto. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! So you got to do that. So he always says his facts are correct, but they usually are not. Live in a tent before you live in another apartment. I would live in a van before I lived in an apartment. I really would. If something ever happened and I became a lonesome single man again, I would live in a van in a heartbeat. Not even down by the river, just living in a van. Down by the river. This turned into kind of like a pretty decent little decent stream, even though it's just a test stream. What's up, Paige? How are you? Must be nice. An apartment is all I can afford. Yeah, I'd live in a van down by the river. I get your wife singing at Myron. Yeah. Shagwagon, that's right. It's my fault we're in the apartment, young, needed to move, and this is what I could do at the time. Hey, legit, stay in the cheapest apartment you can stay in and save all your money. Glad I made it back safe. Yeah, I mean, the 30-minute drive that I had every day, this was in my hometown, baby. This is why this all went down. The debates were awesome in person. She had work out here. Where are you guys at for rear? Yeah, it is a win. $100, especially $100 American. Just saying. Yeah. Michigan at the moment. All right. Damn, that's cold. I mean, I ain't telling you what to do, but if I were a younger man and I had just gotten married, I would, or I was in a process of getting married or whatever the situation is, and I had to live somewhere, say Michigan, I would literally have the cheapest apartment that I could possibly live in. And then I would save some money for a down payment, or be able to have a bunch, be willing to sell a bunch of things that I didn't need for a down payment. Oh, you're 53. I'm 55. Yeah, I don't like apartments. I would just save up some money. I'd buy a house in a heartbeat before I rented an apartment. And the reason I say that is when, yeah, South Carolina is legit. I would move to South Carolina if I didn't live in Tennessee. How do I say this? By the time you put your deposit, your insurance, and your last month's rent up for an apartment, that's sometimes a pretty damn good chunk of or those deposits. Sometimes that's a pretty damn good chunk of a down payment on a good starter home. And that's what I would do. And if I had to live further away from work, I would. She picked this place. You had a fit. Yeah. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Staying on the coast, he says. Well, Myron, since you want to learn how to debate, you're welcome to come chat on the show. You and Ferrier can do that live sometime. If I worked in Huntsville, I would 100% live in Alabama. The houses are so cheap, so cheap. I mean, I would want to live out away from town. I wouldn't want to live in Huntsville. I'd want to live pretty close, but I like South Carolina. I think South Carolina is South Carolina is like stupid cheap to live in, like ridiculously cheap. And I really like it. I really like South. I mean, I would live there if I didn't live here. Yeah. South Carolina, there's a reason South Carolina is so cheap too. I could get into it, but I don't think I'm going to. Georgia or South Carolina? Georgia's nice. I like the coast of Georgia. You want to live in Texas? A lot of people say that until they live in either of those places, Myron. And then they don't want to live there anymore. Visit first. How long have I been? I've been on a long time. Dang, somewhere almost 3 hours deep here. Guys, I'm going to give it a few more minutes and I got to call it. I've got to adjust this camera. I got to do some stuff with lights and monitors and all kinds of stuff, which I should have been doing. I should have only stayed on about an hour, but I didn't because, you know, I was having a good time chatting with everybody and just kind of chilling, hanging out, being cool. You know, because I'm cool that way. And you're cool. We're cool people. We are cool people. One second here. Uno momento, por favor. Little Spanish lingo for you there. You love Texas? Texas is cool, man. Texas is cool. I'm not really much of a. I'm just kind of okay on Texas. I'm not. It's not my favorite place, but that's, you know, it's not a bad place either. Not a bad place. Am I debating tonight? No, I have a guest tonight. We're going to talk about. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about. What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about debating. We're going to talk about worldviews and a bunch of other good stuff. It's going to be great. I'm going to send you guys over to Jim Bob. Jim Bob is live at this very moment, and so I'm going to send you over there, and it'll be cool. You guys are going to have a good time, and it'll be fun. You guys are going to have a good time. You know, there's nothing better, right? Nothing better. Nothing better. Which is, you know, what's important, right? Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. You guys are gonna have a good time. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Myron, it was nice to meet you as well. Well, yeah, feel free to come back later. I will be back, guys, at 8:00 Central Standard Time. That is the only real time zone. And in the meantime, I want you guys to have a great rest of your day. Come back tonight. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna have a great conversation with Scott Harris, who is interesting. At least I'm not really sure what all we're gonna get into, but it's gonna be cool. You're gonna like it. And in the meantime, as always, guys, be cool. Wear the glasses if you need them; they're important. And go stand on Jim Bob's lawn. It'll be fun.